Welcome, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of Miami-Dade and Broward High School baseball. And today we have a good one between two quality teams. The home team, the Mater Academy Lyons, that are led by head coach Humberto Bencomo. In the dugout with Humberto, we'll find Ricky Rojas, Coach Fahim, and Tito Rodriguez. On the other side of the diamond, the head coach for the Southridge Spartans is Manny Ojeda. To his side is pitching coach Ivan Pelaez and Mike Hernandez. We ought to have a good one here today because both of these teams are really quality teams with high expectations. I'm Uncle Muggs. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play. And we have two really good pitchers. On the mound for the Southridge Spartans is the big left-hander, AMAURI Davis. And on the mound for the home team, the Mater Academy Lyons, it's JEURI La Rosa. And we'll be right back with the starting lineups and the defense right after this. Welcome, South Florida high school baseball fans. And it's time for Mater Academy baseball from Westland Gardens Park. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play. You're watching FSPN. And we have a good one today between the home team, the Mater Academy Lyons, that are led by their head coach, Humberto Bencomo. The visiting team, the Southridge Spartans, they're led by their head coach, Manny Ojeda. And we should have a good one here today between two quality high school teams. Let's go over the defense for the Mater Academy Lyons. On the mound is the senior, the Miami-Dade commit, JEURI La Rosa. Behind the plate, it'll be Jacob Amador. Brian Arrieta's playing first base. Aker Noguera is at second base. Yodelkis Quevedo is the shortstop. Alfred Rosario is playing third base. It's Jonathan Esponda in left field. Dylan Fernandez in center field. And Brian Fernandez rounds out the defense for the Mater Academy Lyons. Let's go over the starting lineup for the visiting Spartans. The leadoff batter is Francis Garcia. He'll be playing shortstop, followed by Christian Fontaine in center field. Then it's Hector Colon in second base. The cleanup batter is the right fielder, Jermaine Reyes, and he'll be followed by the catcher, Carlos Gutierrez. The left fielder in batting sixth is Devian Fuentes. Pablo Avila is batting seventh and playing first base. Isaac Vidal is in third base, batting eighth. And Justin Cruz rounds out the lineup for Mo Ojeda's Spartans. And we're about to get underway on a beautiful, beautiful afternoon for baseball. The wind is blowing across the field. And anything hit to right field is going to have some help. First pitch is a ball to Garcia. Here's a look at your starting pitcher. 1-1 is the count now to Garcia. Garcia was an all-district player last year, and he's one of the leaders on this Spartan lineup. And head coach Ojeda is going to rely on him to get things started for these Spartans. Spartans are coming off of a big victory last week on Thursday. There's one that's fouled straight back and makes the count 1-2. Last Thursday, they beat a powerful Doral Firebird team. And now they're bringing that confidence here to Westland Gardens Park. So we expect a good one. AMAURI Davis, really good left-handed pitcher on the mound. JEURI La Rosa's no slouch. The Spartans bring a 1-5 record into this game. They lost a couple one-run games this past week up in Georgia. And we have the Spartans, a scrappy young team. Count goes full now. To the leadoff batter, Francis Garcia. There's a ground ball over to second base hiker. Howdy got that one, and one out now. With one out, the second batter is Christian Fontaine. He's the center fielder. He's a junior. Takes the first pitch for a strike. He's facing JEURI La Rosa. He's a Miami-Dade commit. Here's a good look at the pitcher. Behind the plate is Jacob Amador. The Mater Lions are wearing their home whites with the green pinstripes. 1-1 now the count to the center fielder. The Spartans are wearing the black pants and the red shirts. And I'm going to go out and say this may be a pitcher's duel today. The 1-1 swung on and hit just foul. The field's in good shape, even though it rained a lot yesterday. Most every game was rained out. I think it was only the Western Bobcats that got a game in. The 1-2 is outside to even the count at 2-2. The Mater plays their home games here at Westland Gardens Park. Have a dedicated field just for them, even though it belongs to the, I guess, the city of Hialeah Gardens. The 2-2 check swing and called strike 3 by the umpire. No, didn't go around. He checked with the third base umpire and he said no. There's a good look at Manny Ojeda. He's in his second year at the helm here for the Southridge Spartans. The payoff pitch swung on and one hit right up the middle. A nice play by Noguera, not in time to get the speedy Fontaine. The Spartans bring up their third batter, Hector Colon. He's playing second base today. You can catch him in the outfield, third base, a very versatile player, sometimes even behind the plate. So with a runner on first, top of the first, no score. JEURI goes to work on Hector Colon. Coming from the stretch, Arieta's at first. That one catches the corner. 1-1 strike here to the second baseman. Only 3 seniors on this Spartan team, and here's one of them, Hector Colon. He'll be followed by Jermaine Reyes, another senior, and then it's a sophomore, the catcher, Carlos Gutierrez. The Spartans are looking to make a statement this game. This young team, they beat a good Firebird team. And if they win here tonight, these guys are going to be the talk of Dade County. Right now, the talk of Dade County is the True North Titans. They just beat up on a couple of defending state champs. The key to JEURI is to keep the fourth and fifth batter off the bases. Another foul ball straight back. That fourth batter is Jermaine Reyes, and he brings a 4-game hitting streak into this game. And he's followed by Carlos Gutierrez. So if JEURI can get these Spartans off the bases, he's going to give his Lions a much better chance to win. Here's the 2-2 to Colon. Amador checks with the first base umpire, and he says he didn't go around, so the count will go full to the senior second baseman. Rosa looking for a pitcher's best friend here. Double play combination is Noguera and Quevedo. That one's in the dirt. Amador with a nice block there, but it's going to give him a free pass, and the Spartans start off just like the doctor ordered, a prescription. Runners on first and second. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back right after this. You're watching FSPN.
You're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
After a brief mound visit from the Lions pitching coach, he leaves La Rosa in there to face the fourth batter, Jermaine Reyes, senior right fielder. Off-speed pitch, outside and low. Top of the first inning, one out. Spartans on first and second base. Swinging a big swing and a miss from Reyes. La Rosa looks into Amador, gets his sign. Takes a peek at Fontaine on second. That was an easy take for Reyes. It was a foot outside. The count goes to 2-1 strike. Dangerous hitter here in Reyes. He'll be followed by Carlos Gutierrez, and these are the keys to the game for the Lions. They got to keep these guys off the bases. A swing and a foul ball there. Actually, it got away from Amador, they're saying. Now there's a little bit of confusion. Here comes Humberto Bencomo to discuss this with the umpire, whether it was a foul ball or not. Humberto Bencomo's out on the field talking to home plate umpire. And I believe that was a catcher's interference because they've awarded Reyes first base. That'll move Colon over to second and Christian Fontaine. And the bases are full of Spartans for the sophomore catcher, the left-handed hitting Carlos Gutierrez, who's been on a tear lately. He doubled in his last at-bat last Thursday versus the Doral Firebirds. And he's looking for that same outcome here. If he does that, there'll be a couple runs on the board for the visiting team in the first inning, and that's how you want to draw it up if you're head coach Manny Ojeda. So let's see if pitcher Jeury La Rosa can pitch his way out of this jam. The corners are in for the Lions. Not the way you want to start with the ball high. Now Jeury's coming from the modified stretch wind-up, kind of like a hybrid. Gutierrez calls time. I'll tell you, this is a game that the Lions can't fall asleep on. I mean, they're already 1-5. There's one swung and hit foul. Gutierrez shows a lot of patience for his age, only a sophomore. Haven't seen him swing at any balls that are way out of the strike zone. He kind of keeps it right in front of him. The 1-1 from La Rosa is a ground ball over to Cabello. He's going to flip over to Aker, who comes over to Bryan, and there's a double play, a pitcher's best friend to end the inning. The Spartans leave 3, they get none, and we head to the bottom of the first inning from Westland Gardens Park, and you're watching FSPN.
You're watching Miami-Dade and Broward County High School Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show with your hosts, Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs.
Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to Westland Gardens Park, where we have an excellent game in store for you today. I'm Uncle Muggs. You're watching FSPN's coverage of high school baseball, where we have a really high-level game today between the Spartans of Southridge, and they're led by Manny Ojeda. The home team, the Mater Academy Lyons, and they're led by their head coach, Humberto Bencomo. We're at the bottom of the first inning, and we have a chance to go over the defense. Like I mentioned, the big left-hander is on the mound for the Spartans. It's AMAURI Davis. The battery is Davis and Carlos Gutierrez. Pablo Avila's at first base. Playing second base is Hector Colon, the senior. Shortstop is Francis Garcia. To his right is Isaac Vidal at third base. And from left to right, the left fielder is Devian Fuentes. The center fielder is Christian Fontaine. And the senior Jermaine Reyes is in right field, and that'll round up the Spartan defense. Let's quickly go over the starting lineup for the home team, the Mater Academy Lyons. They'll be led off by the shortstop, the junior, the FSU commit, Yodelkis Quevedo. He'll be followed by the third baseman, Alfred Rosario. Batting third is Jonathan Espanda, the left fielder. The first baseman, Brian Arrieta, is batting fourth. Batting fifth is Dylan Fernandez. He's in center field, and he'll be followed by Brian Fernandez, who's in right field today. Jeury La Rosa is batting for himself. He's the pitcher. Jacob Amador is behind the plate. And Iker Noguera is in second base. And the first pitch swinging for a foul off the bat of Yodelkis. The Mater Academy Lyons are 1-5. That's right. You heard right. They're 1-5. And they faced some really good teams. They got a tough break last Saturday night versus the Florida Christian Patriots in a 10-inning game, which was a marathon. People are still talking about that game. Now, Davis has an excellent changeup. He hides the ball well. He's sneaky fast. The last time we saw him was at the home opener for the Spartans versus the Braddock Bulldogs, and he came in relief of Isaac Vidal that threw 7 one-hit innings. And there's a strike taken for Yodelkis, makes the count 1-2. 2 balls and 1 strike, rather. So Davis, maybe takes a little bit of time to get going for him to settle in the game. They brought him in as a reliever, and he walked a couple batters, and it wasn't a very good outing, and they ended up losing the game. And there's one smoke foul to the right side. We'll do the 1-2 all over again. Spartans and Lions. Good game here. If we were in Rome, that'd be a good game too. You get a Spartan and a Lion in the Coliseum. That'll be something to watch. There's an off-speed pitch up high. They'll take the count to 2-2 on the junior shortstop, and he's playing shortstop today because Brandon Lorenzo is suffering from a slight hamstring pull in that Saturday night game versus the Florida Christian Patriots. And here's the 2-2 from Davis. Swung on and hit up the middle. Garcia gets it. He's got plenty of time to go over to Avila to get the first out of the inning. The Lions bring up a very versatile player in Alfred Rosario. Today he's getting the start at third base. You can see him at second base. And I think he's a better pitcher. He had 16 strikeouts in that game that we were mentioning, the one against the Florida Christian Patriots. He pitched a great game in a 2-1 loss. So it's Davis against Rosario. He looks at the first one a little bit high for a ball. The Lions, they're not trying to put any pressure on him, but they desperately need a win here. And if the Spartans get away with the win, like I said, they're going to be the talk of the town. There's a strike called. So look at Rosario. He's a right-handed batter. There's big AMAURI Davis. They call him Baby CC Sabathia. Swing and a miss by Rosario on one that was low and away. Yeah, Davis is a big boy. He's almost 6'3", 6'4". And this offseason, I really got to see him on social media. He's taken to those workout routines, and he's really doing it. You could see it. He's slimmed down a little bit. He's a lot leaner. That one's fouled away. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Rosario will be going to Western Oklahoma. He's a committed player. So are 8 others on this Lion lineup. Davis from the full windup. He kicks and deals. Another foul ball. Rosario stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strike count to Alfred Rosario. The pitcher's AMAURI Davis. That one just completely got away from Davis. No score in the bottom of the second at Westland Gardens Park. On deck is the left fielder, Jonathan Esponda, and he'll be followed by Brian Arrieta, who has the start today at first base. Davis rocks into his windup. Good movement on that fastball. It tails away from the right-handed hitters. And that one tailed away a little bit too much. Nice crowd on hand. Nice night for baseball. The 2-2. Easy take. All right, that was 3-2. So Rosario makes his way to first base with 1 out. You're watching FSPN. It's a pleasure to have you with us. So pull up a chair, get comfortable. We should have a good one here today. Here's a look at the coaching staff for the Spartans. Ivan Pelaez. To Manny's right, he's the pitching coach. Mike Hernandez, a good player in his own right back in the day. Big lefty. Sponda's the batter. AMAURI Davis on the mound, the big lefty. That one gets away from Gutierrez. Boy, he took a big turn. Rosario with good speed. Ball comes all the way to the backstop. I don't know if they got crossed up, but they just talked about the signs, and now they're going over it again. Davis now looks into Gutierrez and gets the sign. Peeks over at Rosario, and he comes to the plate just outside. He goes 3-0 now to Esponda. This is starting to look like a carbon copy of the top of the first inning, where the Spartans got 2 runners on. That one just catches the corner. Esponda was halfway to first base. Oh, and they'll have none of that. There's no showing up the umpires here. He'll call you back and get in the box, and that he does. 3-1 the count to the left fielder, the junior. And now he could take a free pass down to first base, and it's going to bring up Brian Arrieta. After back-to-back walks from the lefty, Davis, whole infield comes in and says, buddy, we got your back. We're going to play some defense for you. Why don't you roll a double play here? We'll get out of the inning. And he's going to try to do that with the first baseman and a left-handed batter in Brian Arrieta. Arrieta batting fourth in this powerful Lion lineup. Sponda's on first. Alfred Rosario's on second base. And Davis is from the stretch. First pitch is a strike. There's a good look at Davis. 1 out, bottom of the first. The Lions looking to put something on the board here. A base hit will do just that. Davis steps off. Rosario with good speed. On second base, Esponda's on first with a huge lead. Avila's playing way behind him. Garcia's playing a little cat and mouse with Rosario at second base. AMAURI steps off again. There's one that almost gets a piece of Arrieta. Isaac Vidal's at third base. Francis Garcia's at shortstop. Hector Colon's at second. Pablo Avila's at first. 2 runners on. Bottom of the first. 1 out. Davis is having a hard time finding the plate. We have 3 umpires out here today. Hopefully they won't let any calls get away. We have 6 eyes on the field. Here's Davis in the 2-1. Swung on, a little number over to Garcia, who plays it in the backhand. Got to throw way far across, and he gets him just in time. All right, 2 outs. The runners advance to second and third base. So Rosario moved over to second. Rosario went to third base. Espanda's on second base on that ground out. And it's going to bring up the center fielder, the junior Dylan Fernandez. He's going to face AMAURI Davis in the bottom of the first. First pitch swinging, and that goes into right field. Reyes catches it in the air. The Lions are going to leave 2. They're going to get none. We're going to head to the top of the second inning with no score, and you're watching FSPN.
You're watching Miami-Dade and Broward County High School Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show.
Welcome back to Westland Gardens Park, where FSPN is covering a high-level high school game between the home team, the Mater Academy Lyons, and the visitors, the Spartans from Southridge. The Ridge are going to bring up this inning the 6th, 7th, and 8th batter. Devian Fuentes, Pablo Avila, Isaac Vidal. If anybody gets on base, it'll be Justin Cruz. 2 quick balls from the starter, Howdy La Rosa for these Lions. Top of the second, no score. Fuentes, the third baseman from the right side. The left fielder. And these Spartans are going to be a scrappy bunch. There's one called to make it 2-1. The Spartans started the season losing a heartbreaker 2-1 to the Bulldogs. The 1-2 swung on, and there's a grounder. Now base hit right up the middle. No score, no outs. It's Pablo Avila who gets the start today at first base, the Venezuelan. And he has a brother in the major leagues, Pedro Avila. And he actually got the win this year in the American League Championship Series against the Yankees. He came in relief. I think he threw about 6 pitches. There's a look at Avila. La Rosa with Guerrero playing shortstop. A quick throw back, and he gets in there. Boy, he made it close. Nice move to first by La Rosa. There's one low. Noguera's shaded over to his right a little bit. A little closer to second base. Double play depth. Fuentes edges off first. So now it's 3-1. We got to talk to the scoreboard operator over there. Even though home plate umpire's not making it real clear with the signal. Pablo Avila, right-handed batter. Check swing inside. I think he got a piece of it. La Rosa on the mound for these Lions. He's usually a big strikeout guy. Looking for his first one right here against Avila, the 3-2. Just got a piece of it. Top of the second, no score. No outs. Throw over to first, and he's in time. Runner on first base is Davi. Call him Davi, Devian Fuentes. And the batter's the Venezuelan right-handed hitter, Pablo Avila. La Rosa comes set. The payoff pitch, and there's a little loop to right field. He's going back on it. Fernandez goes over his head, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall. We might have a play at the plate, and they're going to send him. Dobby's going to score the first run of the game on a double by the youngster Avila. And that's just what the Spartans needed to score and score early and score often, and that they did. 1-0 now in favor of the visiting team. We're back after a brief mound visit from Lions pitching coach Ricky Rojas. He leaves JEURI La Rosa in there. The corners are going to come in, and we have a 1-0 ball game at Westland Gardens Park. Squares the bunt. That one gets away from Amador, and Avila is going to scoot into third. Not very fast, but he got there. And these bats for the Spartans woke up again, and they walked away with the victory. And they're trying to do the same here. He squares off again. That one gets by him. A throw over to third is not in time. Rosario puts the tag on Avila. He'll be followed by the DH, Justin Cruz. Isaac Vidal steps in against La Rosa. And a base hit. Maybe a sac fly here can get his team another run. He's just got to hit it out of the infield that's in right now. Justin Cruz is the batter. First pitch swinging. And a strike. Bencomo's Lions are all in the infield right now. They're trying to cut down a runner at home plate. Trying to limit the damage here. La Rosa misses for a ball. The DH is up, Justin Cruz. Nice off-speed pitch, just a little upstairs. Here's the 2-1. That one's fouled away. Both starters trying to settle into this one. AMAURI Davis for the Spartans. JEURI La Rosa for the Lions, the home team. Find themselves down 1-0. Check swing called a strike. So 2 strikeouts now for La Rosa. He's finally getting in a groove, and it's going to bring up the leadoff batter. So Francis Garcia, he's a junior. He steps in. He's the shortstop, leadoff batter for these Spartans. And a base hit will get him a run. It'll get his team another run here. It's 1-0. Top of the second. La Rosa starts off with a breaking ball for a strike. La Rosa's a good enough pitcher. I mean, he can shut these guys down. He's just got to work the plate a little bit, find more of the plate. And back-to-back breaking balls. He gets Garcia in the hole, and here's a chance for La Rosa to strike out the side. That one's way upstairs and an easy take for Garcia when the ball's up around your head. Nice crowd on hand today because it's a beautiful evening. I could see athletic director Butch Carnicero's come out here to take in the game. Here's the 0-1. Wow, La Rosa wanted that one. He's walking halfway back to the dugout. Count's going to go 2-2. Try to get Butch up here in a little while, and we'll talk baseball. We'll talk Mater Academy. Here's the 2-2. Nice block by Amador back there. Possibly saving a run. He smothered that ball that was in the dirt. La Rosa and the Lions could use a strikeout here. You don't want to complicate things too much with the 2-out walk. And here's the payoff pitch. And there's a ground ball weakly hit to Quevedo. He comes off his heel. He doesn't play that right, and that's going to equal another run on an error from the shortstop on an easy ground ball. This is starting to look a lot like Thursday's Doral Firebird game, where the Spartans got off to a 2-0 lead against the powerhouse Firebirds. And they're trying to do the same here to a good quality Lion team. There's a strike taken by the left-handed hitting center fielder Christian Fontaine. The runner on first. La Rosa's got a nice move to third. Spartans trying to get a 2-out rally going. Arrieta's holding Garcia at first. Here's the 2-0. Swung on and fouled away. He's given up 2 runs. And that's where we are. Top of the second, 2-0 in favor of the visiting team. The 1-2's taken for strike 3. So the Spartans will leave 2. They get 2. And we head to the Mater half of the second inning. And you're watching FSPN. Welcome back to the bottom of the second inning here at Westland Gardens Park, and you're watching your favorite channel for high school baseball, FSPN. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play, and you're looking at AMAURI Davis, the big left-handed pitcher for the Spartans, and he's working with a 2-0 lead, and he'll face the 6th, 7th, and 8th batters for these Lions, and the likes of Brian Fernandez, JEURI, Rosa, and then it's the catcher Jacob Amador. I told you these Spartans were a scrappy bunch. There's a strike for Davis. Bottom of the second, there's still plenty of time and plenty of baseball left for these Lions to start chipping away, maybe even take the lead here. And the Bulldogs are scrappy. They lost one to the Bulldogs 2-1. They dropped their second game of the season to Pace. The 0-1 is taken to even the count at 1-1, but then they bounce back with wins over the Dade Christian Crusaders 7-6. Like I mentioned earlier, they beat the Mater Academy 8-4, and they bring a 2-2 record here to face the Lions on a beautiful Tuesday night. Two balls and one strike to Fernandez. An easy take there for him. Amari Davis, the left-handed pitcher, swung on and missed. Took a little off that one. Fernandez just got under that one a little bit. Like I mentioned, tomorrow we're going to have a good one at St. Brendan's. The Palmer Trinity Falcons come in there to challenge the Sabres at 6 o'clock. And FSPN will be there to cover that one as well. Right now we're at Westland Gardens Park in a 2-0 ball game. Bottom of the second inning. Nobody out. Fernandez fouls one back. I was watching Fernandez during batting practice. Boy, he was launching a few. You can find him at first base. He's making the start in right field today. And he'll be followed by the pitcher, JEURI Rosa. Fernandez trying to get something started here against the big lefty. Oh, and there's a strike taken. Wow, over the outside corner. Fernandez shakes his head, walks back to the dugout for the first out. All right, after a strikeout looking, there's one out in the bottom of the second in a 2-0 ball game in favor of the visiting team, the Southridge Spartans, and they got their big boy on the mound, AMAURI Davis. And he's facing the Lions pitcher, JEURI Rosa. Right-handed batter. He's also a Miami-Dade commit. He's a senior, so he'll be a Shark next year. But right now he's facing this big lefty who's been tough to hit. That looked like a strike. It's tough to see the umpire's signal. He's putting his hand forward like if it was a jab instead of putting it to the side where everybody can see it. Evens the count at 1-1. Swing and miss. It looked like a changeup from the big guy. They might be using that pitch calm. 1 ball, 2 strikes, pitcher against pitcher. Rosa trying to help his own cause here. Now Davis digs in. Now he doesn't. Maybe Gutierrez and Davis should send each other a text. This pitch calm doesn't seem to be working all that well. Here's the 2-2 to La Rosa. And it's in there. Nice curveball just flopped in there for a strike in the second out of the inning. Bottom of the second in a 2-0 game. Amador steps in. He's the catcher, right-handed batter. He'll face the left-handed pitching Davis. And he starts him off for a strike, and I think Davis is now finding his groove. So the big guy has enough fuel in the tank to take him 6-7 innings if he has to. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. He strikes out the side. Nothing across the board for the Lions. We head to the top of the third inning, and your score is 2-0 in favor of the visiting Spartans. And you're watching FSPN. Back everyone to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball, where we have a quality matchup today between the Spartans of Southridge and the home team, the Mater Academy Lyons, that are led by their head coach. There he is. We'll see if these Lions can get something going here. Right now it's 2-0, top of the third. Hector Colon will be the batter. He's the third batter for these Spartans. He'll be followed by the hot Jermaine Reyes, who's in right field. He's a senior. First pitch is over for a strike. Let's see if Hootie gets into a groove. Davis got into a groove the last inning. He struck out 3 batters. And there's it quickly. 2 strikes to Colon. Good breaking ball there by La Rosa. Those Spartans, boy, they're scrappy. One day they'll shed that scrappy. Right now they're a young team, only 3 seniors. Curveball down low for a ball. It'll be Colon, Jermaine Reyes, and they'll be followed by Carlos Panda Gutierrez, the catcher. There's the 1-2 outside to even the count. You're watching FSPN's coverage of high school baseball. Swung on, missed, and held on to by Amador for strike 3. That's going to be a big strikeout on the first out of the inning for La Rosa and the Lions. That's the Howdy La Rosa that we know. The strikeout guy, go after pitchers, get ahead in the count. Here's one of the keys to the game. Arieta creeps in from first base. First pitch swinging, and there's a right hit with the right fielder, Fernandez. He makes an easy play for the second out of the inning. And he's looking to get a 2-out rally going here for his Spartans in the top of the third inning. Looks like La Rosa's getting into a groove here. Starts Panda off with a strike. Tell you, anything near the plate and Panda's going to attack this. There's a good look at Gutierrez. Good eye there. Laid off one low and away. Two outs. Top of the third. There's the 1-1 swung on. A little nubber over to La Rosa. He's going to take it himself. Underhanded to Arieta. 3 up, 3 down. Nothing across the board. We head to the bottom of the third with your score 2-0 in favor of the visiting team, the Southridge Spartans. And you're watching FSPN. Welcome back to Westland Gardens Park, where we have a 2-0 ball game between the Southridge Spartans and the home team, the Mater Academy Lyons. The Lions are 1-5 coming into this game, and they're desperately looking for a win. They're having a hard time getting to the big lefty, AMAURI Davis, and they'll bring up Iker Noguera, the leadoff batter, Yodekis Quevedo, and then it's Alfred Rosario. If he had a sign for let's get something started here, I'd give it to Noguera right now. They need to try to figure out this lefty. He struck out the side the last time. Starts Noguera up with a ball. There's a different angle at the big lefty. That one goes over for a strike, evens the count. We're still waiting for him to really blow up here this season. One is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Davis from the full windup takes a peek at Gutierrez. He wheels and fires up high to even the count. Noguera's a solid defensive second baseman. Here's the 2-2 from Davis. Swung on and slapped foul to the right side. But he hides the ball well. He's got good mechanics. And once he gets in the groove, he's going to be hard to hit. The 2-2 to Noguera. Easy take for him. So here's the 3-2. There's a ground ball hit to Garcia. Right at him. He fires across to Avila. And Avila gets him. Lions bring up their big shortstop, and he's playing shortstop because of an injury to Brandon Lorenzo. He's usually at third base. He's a Florida State commit. His name is Yodekis Quevedo. He wears number 99, and he's playing shortstop tonight, and he'll face the big lefty here, AMAURI Davis, in a 2-0 game in the bottom of the third inning. Looks at one outside for ball one. Davis gets his sign from Gutierrez. He kicks, and the 1-1 is swung on. Hit foul. The Mater fans are asking for Yodekis to Sácame una, Yodeki. And he ropes one that stays fair. It's going to be trouble, but just foul. Maybe something inside and chase something that you might not normally go after. Here's a 1-ball, 2-strike pitch, and that one goes all the way to the backstop. Here's the 2-2 to Quevedo. An easy take there on the outside. And if this Spartan team manages to hold on, they're going to be the talk of the town tomorrow. Beating two powerhouse teams in back-to-back weeks. Now Davis steps in, takes a peek at Gutierrez's signs behind the plate. Something's got to give here. It's 3-2. I'm going to go out there and give him my phone. It might be quicker if they text each other. Now's the 3-2 to Quevedo. The hard ground ball, and it could be down, backhanded. He has a long throw across the diamond, and he gets away from the youngster, but Quevedo stumbles on his way to second. And there's a lot of room behind first base, and there's an errant throw to second from Avila. So he almost made a bad play even worse. We're going to come right back. You're watching FSPN. So Quevedo gets on by a throwing error from Vidal. The corners are in for the Spartans. At least first base is in on the grass. And the big lefty is going to face Alfred Rosario. He's the third baseman. He was walked his first time up. And with one out and a runner on second, the Lions have a chance here to put something on the board. And they need it. Swings at the first pitch, and that's a strike. And now with Quevedo on second base, Rosario's pretty good handling the bat. Avila's way in on first base. Vidal's in on the grass. The 0-1, he squares. Takes that one. Quevedo goes to third, and they're going to get him. They're going to get Quevedo. What a throw by Panda. Gutierrez was all over that one. All right, the pitch was a ball. Now Rosario steps in with nobody on base to face Davis in a 2-0 game. I'm going to ask him after the game why Davis is stepping off so many times. He rocks set. Here comes the 1-1. The Lions can't really get anything going here. 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the third. Third batter, Jonathan Esponda's on deck. Davis looking for his 4th strikeout of the game. Here's 3-2 to the third baseman. Check swing low. And they'll have a runner on first with 2 outs for Jonathan Esponda. Esponda's a big boy from the right side. And if anybody on this team can hit one out, it's Esponda. Wind's blowing in a little bit from left to right. Davis on the mound. His tying run is up to the plate now, though. And the likes of the Miami-Dade commit, Jonathan Esponda, the left fielder, wears number 27. Davis throws one in the dirt. Nice block by Panda. The Spartans and the Lions on FSPN on a Tuesday night. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Hope you got your popcorn and a cold beverage and you're sitting in, bunkered in, watching this one. And there's a slowly hit ground ball over to Colon. He flips it over to Garcia for the 3rd out of the inning. The Lions leave 1. They get none. We head to the top of the 4th inning with the visiting Spartans leading 2-0. And you're watching FSPN. The new pitcher for the Lions is Gerald Barcelo. He's a big right-hander. He's going to inherit Davian, who was walked by La Rosa. So we can't close the book on La Rosa yet. And he was, not effective enough, according to head coach Humberto Bencomo, who yanked him after 3 innings. So with Fuentes on first, Barcelo's going to go to work on Pablo Avila, and he'll be followed by Isaac Vidal, and then it's Justin Cruz. Avila hit the double with an RBI. His last time up to right field, slaps that one the same direction. Making it close. Fuentes looks like he's going. He's got the sliding mitt on. He's ready to go. He's antsy over there at first base. That off-speed pitch is inside, almost hits Avila. There's a curveball and it's slapped to first base. Arrieta gets it, goes over to Yodelkis, can only get one. He throws that one into the dugout. And if head coach Manny Ojeda can get the bottom of the order to, get something going here, it's going to be trouble for these Lions. They're going to dig themselves a hole that they maybe can't get out of. Avila with not a lot of speed at first. Rosario creeping in at third. Top of the 4th inning. The visiting Spartans are threatening again with their 8th batter, the third baseman, Isaac Vidal. He's facing Gerald Barcelo. Barcelo misses outside. And a look at Avila on second base. The 1-1 swung on and hit somewhere in the gap. Here comes Dylan Fernandez, and that's going to drop in there. Avila's going to make it to third base easy. And the throw to the plate is So the right-handed batting Justin Cruz. The corners are going to come in. So with one out in the top of the fourth inning, the Spartans with another chance here to score and extend this lead. There's a swung and a ground ball over to Cabello. He comes up with that one, throws across his body. He gets one at first base, but Avila's going to score. He was running on contact, and it's 3-0 in the top of the fourth in favor of the visiting team. Vidal makes it to second base, and the leadoff batter, the shortstop Francis Garcia, is in the box for the Spartans. We're up 3-0 on this Mater Academy. First pitch strike from Barcelo, looked at. Barcelo from the stretch, looks at Vidal. Great block back there by Amador. A lot of room behind home plate here at Westland Gardens Park in a pretty symmetrical ballpark. 305 down the lines, 380 straightaway center. And the wind's blowing across the field today. And that one's hit to right field where Fernandez has a beat on it. He's camped out, he's cruising back. He finally makes the play for the third out. So the Spartans leave one. They get one. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning, and the visiting team is winning 3-0. And you're watching FSPN. It's the bottom of the fourth inning here at Westland Gardens Park, where we have a good game if you're a Southridge fan. It's 3-0 in favor of the visiting team, the Southridge Spartans, and they're taking on the home club, the Mater Academy Lyons. The Lions are looking for their fourth, fifth, and sixth batters, and Arrieta starts off trying to ambush Davis with the first pitch. So we have Arrieta, Fernandez, and Fernandez. Boy, that sounds like a law firm. If anybody gets on, it's Heldy La Rosa. AMAURI Davis is still on the mound, of course. He's got a 3-0 lead. He throws that one in there for a strike to Arrieta, who's the Iowa Southwestern commit. Going to be a long plane trip out there for his parents to go see him in Iowa. Way outside, an easy take for Arrieta. Who would have thunk it that these upstart young Spartans would come in here and give him a little jab in the face? I mean, a pow! They gave him 3 already. They're looking for a knockout blow now. Fourth batter on this Lion team. Hey, they can use a home run here. 3-2. Swung on a ground ball over to Colon. Colon boots it, and it goes into shallow right field. Arrieta's going to hang on, not the fastest guy in the world, so he's going to stay on first base with nobody out. The center fielder, the junior Dylan Fernandez, steps into the box, and not before a word with Humberto. Fernandez first pitch swinging, he slaps one into right field that falls in front of Reyes for a clean base hit. First one's down low from Davis. The Lions are down at home against the young Spartans, led by Manny Ojeda. They have their big lefty on the mound. Quickly behind 2-0, so a hitter's count here. Let's see if Bencomo gives Big Fernandez the green light to swing away against Davis. And digging in the whole night, trying to find a spot where he can land. Nice block from Gutierrez. Fernandez off to a slow start this season. He's looking to break out here. Base hit will get him an RBI and it'll get him a run for his team. They're down 3-0 right now. He looks at one right down the middle from Davis. And this crowd is antsy. They're waiting to cheer for something. The Lions haven't been able to give them anything. And that one swung on and it'll bring the count full. Well, that one Panda couldn't handle. It's ball 4. The bases are going to be loaded with no one out. We're going to come right back with the result of this mound visit. Remember, you're watching FSPN.
You're watching Miami-Dade and Broward County High School Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show with your host, Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs.
Welcome back to Westland Gardens Park, where we have a good game here between the visiting Spartans of Southridge and the home team, the Mater Lions. And we just had a mound visit from head coach Manny Ojeda. He's going to leave the big lefty in there, AMAURI Davis, even though there was some changes made. Alfred Williams came in to play left field. Davian Fuentes came into third base for Isaac Vidal, who I believe has gone off the field now to warm up. He might be coming in as a pitcher. And with bases loaded, Hudi La Rosa, he was the starting pitcher for these Lions, and he's looking to help himself here. First pitch is a ball. Davis from the stretch, the big lefty delivers. Strike called. La Rosa's from the right side. Goving was the runner for Arrieta. He's on third base. And the Fernandezes are on second and third, and that ball swung, and an easy ground ball off of Vidal's glove. It was caught by Colon. They're going to get one out at first, but they're going to give up a run. Wow, a ground ball that Avila could have had. Base belonged to him, but he had a decent night. I don't want to say it was good. I don't want to say it was bad. I'll give him like a C because he had 3 strikeouts. He only gave up 1 run so far. And we're going to take a look at Mr. USA, the 15 and under USA team member, Isaac Vidal. Batters Jacob Amador. There's 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning. Now it's 3-1 with a new pitcher, Isaac Vidal, for the Spartans. And the 8th batter, Jacob Amador, the catcher, swings at the first pitch, and that one's hit up the middle off of the glove of Garcia. 1 is going to score, and here comes the tying run, Brian Fernandez, and he's going to score, and we got a brand new ball game. The Mater Academy Lyons have tied it up here in the 4th. And your batter now is the second baseman, Iker Noguera. So we got a tie game, 3-3. Iker squares off, and now they pick off the Ben Cosme for the second out. No one on. Bottom of the 4th in a tie game from Westland Gardens Park. And there's a ground ball softly hit to Garcia. He's got to come in on it, fires hard, and throws it in the dirt. And there goes Noguera all the way to second base. No throw. Isaac Vidal's your pitcher. Noguera's on second base. The batter's the leadoff shortstop for these Lions. Alfred Rosario is on deck for these Lions. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. And there goes Noguera. There goes Panda's throw. It's in the dirt, and it gets by Fuentes, enough away to score Noguera and to give the Lions the lead 4-3. Much needed for these Lions. A rare throwing error there by Panda Gutierrez. Gets away from the new third baseman, Fuentes. Ball trickled away far enough for the hustling Noguera to score the 4th run. There's a wild swing by Yodelkis here. And it'll bring up the on-deck batter, Alfred Rosario. Sidearm slider for a strike and a strikeout for Quevedo. So the Mater Academy Lions leave none, but they get 4. And we head to the top of the 5th inning with your score now 4-3 in favor of the home team. And you're watching FSPN. Welcome back to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball. We're at Westland Gardens Park for a good one between the visiting Spartans of Southridge and the home team, the Lions of Mater, that are winning 4-3. And he scored one of the runs. Brian Arrieta's at first base, and your outfield is Fernandez, and Esponda. And no, it's not a law firm. Your batter is the leadoff, the second batter, Christian Fontaine for the Spartans. He struck out his last time up. Base hit his first time up, and he'll face Barcelo here in the top of the 5th. Barcelo likes to go from the stretch, and that one got up. Did he hit him? Fontaine was skinny enough to get out of the way of that one. Came in here last week and beat up on the Gladiators. That one almost hit him again to go 3-0. Here we have a 4-3 game in favor of the home team. The leadoff batter this inning for the Spartans is Christian Fontaine. Barcelo gets one over to make the count 3-1. Key here is to get the leadoff man out. Keep the momentum on your side if you're the Lions. 3-1. Strike to fill up the count. Who had 4 strikeouts and gave up 3 runs. The payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. A nice curveball by Barcelo. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Big slider from Barcelo to get Fontaine, and now he's facing the third batter, Hector Colon. Fouls the first pitch off. The 1-1. Colon is low and away. Ojeda looking for a base runner here, the skipper for these Spartans, and he gets just that. Colon gets on for his 4th batter, Jermaine Reyes. Maybe a change here. He has a tough time wrestling the ball out of Barcelo's hands. He didn't want to give it up, but we're going to have a new pitcher here at Westland Gardens Park. Your score is 4-3. We're in the top of the 5th inning, and the Lions are beating the Spartans, and you're watching FSPN. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Westland Gardens Park, where we have a new pitcher for the home Lions. It's going to be Adrian Peña. He's coming in for Gerald Barcelo, who was somewhat effective, but they decided to go with the right-hander. Ray is a tall, lanky, strong right-handed hitter. Colon is on first pitch, swinging there, trying to ambush him early. Number 35, Adrian Peña. With a runner on, he's from the stretch. Nice curveball, called for a strike. He's got a nice slider there. See if they can keep Reyes and Panda off the bases, and there's a base hit up the middle. It's going to fall in front of Fernandez. Colon's going to hold on to second base. There's a throw behind a runner, but he's back in time, and Reyes extends his hitting streak now to 5 games. Gutierrez had a solid game on Thursday against those Doral Firebirds. He had a multiple hit game, 2 RBIs. See what he can do here against Peña. First pitch a little inside, taken for a ball. Reyes, your runner on first base. And the batter is the Panda. Right down the middle for a strike. Devion Fuentes is on deck. He was the left fielder. He's playing third base now. His hitting streak now to 5 games. Season-long hitting streak. Colon is on second. Easy take for Panda to make it 3-1. Spectacular night for baseball. The winds died down a little bit, even though it's still coming in from left to right. Peña's 3-1 is an easy take for Gutierrez. The bases are going to be full of Spartans. Runs, and he got a double. Here's Peña from the stretch. Swung on, and there's a little looper to second base. And Aker handles that one easily. Pablo Avila steps in the box here for the visiting Spartans that are down 4-3 here in the top of the 5th inning with bases loaded and 2 outs. And let's see if he can deliver. He had a double in his first time up. He had an RBI, scored 2 runs. Had a fielder's choice the last time up. And let's see if the young Avila can tie this game or maybe take the lead for the visitors. The 4 runs that were put on the board in the bottom half of the 4th by these Lions, and they took the lead on them. The 1-1 from Peña, low and away. Pablo Avila, brother of Pedro Avila. If the name sounds familiar, he's a pitcher for these Cleveland Guardians. And he got to win this American League Championship Series against the Yankees. Here's the 1-2, it's in the dirt. Bases loaded. Pablo Avila to face Peña. Swung on and missed. There's strike 3. The Spartans are going to leave 3. They get none. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning, and your score is 4-3 in favor of the home team. You're watching FSPN.
You're watching Miami-Dade and Broward County High School Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show with your host, Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs.
Welcome back to FSPN's coverage of the Spartans versus the home team, the Lions. And the Lions are up 4-3 in a much-needed victory. Isaac Vidal's the pitcher. Alfred Rosario is the batter, and he jumps on the first pitch. And if there's room over there for Reyes, he'll make the play. He's cruising into foul territory, and he makes the out. First pitch swinging, first out for Rosario. It's going to bring up Esponda for the Lions. Right-handed batter, the left fielder. He's the 3rd batter in the lineup. He'll be followed by Brian Arrieta. And they're facing Isaac Vidal, hard-throwing right-hander from the Spartans, and he curves one in there for a strike. We get a few runs there at the end, an error late in the game. But he gained a lot of experience, and he's bringing it here. Show it off against these Mater Lions. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the left fielder, Esponda. There's another curveball that's in there for a strike 3 called. 2 outs. That'll bring up Brian Arrieta. He's a left-handed hitter. He's playing first base tonight. He's facing Isaac Vidal. Isaac with a good movement on that 2-seamer, but it was too much movement. That went outside. The Lions can use some Geico, some State Farm, some Allstate insurance. An insurance run here will help. 1-1 is the count. 4-3 ball game. Vidal came in for the starter. Big left-hander, AMAURI Davis. There's a nice curveball, check swing foul by Vidal with a chance for another strikeout here. The 1-2, there's a curveball, and it's lifted foul to the left side, just barely got a piece of it. And they're tight. They're hard sliders. It's not a loopy David LaRoche kind of slider. I mean, this thing's coming in there hard, and that one goes over Panda's head. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning in a 4-3 ball game in favor of the home team. Swing and a miss and another strikeout by Vidal. So Mater leaves none, they get none, and we head to the top of the 6th inning with your score 4-3 in favor of the home team. You're watching FSPN.
You're watching Miami-Dade and Broward County High School Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show with your hosts, Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs.
Welcome back to the top of the 6th inning at Westland Gardens Park. It's the home of the Lions, and they're up 4-3 on the visiting Southridge Spartans, and they send up Isaac Vidal, the third baseman. He had a base hit his last time up, struck out in his first at-bat, and he's going to face the right-hander, Adrian Pena. Ridge left the bases loaded in the last inning. Quickly behind 2-0 is Pena to Vidal. He'll be followed by Justin Cruz. Well, let's see if we can get the leadoff guy on. It starts with the first batter. Quickly 3-1 the count to Vidal, the sophomore. And head coach Manny Ojeda can use a base runner here. And he gets one. Vidal makes his way to first with a free pass. The pitcher is Pena. And your batter's Justin Cruz. There's a curveball. He squared the bunt. Cruz will be followed by Francis Garcia, leadoff batter, and there's a pickoff attempt. Another nice move there by Pena. These pitchers are coached well. You could tell Ricky Rojas has his hand in this because they have a great move, and Ricky had a great move when he pitched. Beloy's the pinch runner. There's another curveball taken. It goes off the bat of Amador that they're calling foul ball. The 0-2 swung on and lifted to right field. Fernandez has a beat on it. The lefty camps out under it and makes the first out of the inning. Their junior shortstop, Francis Garcia, who flied to left. He got on by an error. And then he hit a weak ground ball, his first at bat, right back to the pitcher. Adrian Pena's on the mound. Squares to bunt. Reaches into his toolbox of strategy, and he bunts one down the line. He's going to get tagged out by Pena. The runner's going to go to second base. The leadoff batter pushed the bunt down the line, down to first base line. Pena was able to come up with it and tag him for the second out. Fontaine with 2 strikeouts and a base hit. Nice curveball there by Pena. Sorry, Fontaine struck out twice. Base hit his first time up. He's a center fielder. There's Pena, your pitcher, with the pinch runner behind him in second base. Another off-speed pitch. And that's called strike by the umpire. The Lions fans are liking that one. All right, here's the 0-2 to Fontaine. Amador sets up outside, and he puts it outside, but too far, says the umpire. Boy, everybody wanted that on the Lions side. You throw him a fastball here. Does he go back to the slider? He's thrown him 2 backdoor sliders. They just called a balk on the pitcher, and here comes another one of those popular It's either a mound visit by head coach Humberto Bencomo. He's going to come out and talk to Pena. He's going to have a word with the third base umpire. See how long this takes. We'll try to keep it here. Oh yeah, he's talking to the third base umpire. Looks like it's going to be a long one. Okay, Humberto, I think, is satisfied with the answer and making his way across the diamond. And we'll keep it here. Top of the 6th inning in a 4-3 game. And now the Spartans have a runner on third base. The batter's Christian Fontaine. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's 2 outs. You're watching FSPN. I'm Uncle Muggs. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play, and we have another 30-something odd games left in this season. I'm ready. Are you? The 1-2 to Fontaine. Swung on and hit over the first baseman for a base hit, and that's going to tie the ball game. The visiting Spartans get a run here in the 6th. It scores the pinch runner that came in for Isaac Vidal. We have a 4-4 game. Hector Colon is the batter. And there's an errant throw by Panda. Runner's going to be safe at second. The speedy Fontaine gets in there. Good backup by Dylan Fernandez in center field to come up and stop that. Now with the runner in scoring position here. The 0-1 is lifted to right field, and it's playable for Fernandez. He's drifting to his right, 5 or 6 steps. He makes the play. So the Spartans leave one. They get one. They tie the game, and we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. And you're watching FSPN. Welcome back. You're watching your favorite high school baseball channel. It's FSPN, and we're bringing you a good one from Westland Gardens Park between the visiting Southridge Spartans and the home team, the Mater Academy Lyons. Look at the right-handed sophomore, and he's going to face the law firm again, Fernandez, and Rosa. This is Dylan Fernandez. He's the center fielder, the junior. The DH, Howdy La Rosa. Here's the 3-0, and that one splits the plate in half. The guys, Fernandez and Brian, swung and fouled back. Check swing just outside. The leadoff runner gets on for the Lions. Okay, the other part of the law firm steps in now. The other partner, Fernandez and Fernandez. You got Dylan Fernandez on first base. Brian Fernandez at the bat. Strategy Bencomo's coming up with. He's going to let him swing the bat. The Spartans, they were scrappy. They are scrappy. We knew that from the beginning. We knew they were going to be young. Only 3 seniors. That one's low and away, and a nice stop by Panda. The 2-2. And swung on, and it's hit right at Colon. He flips over to Garcia for 1. And down to Avila, and he's off the bag. They're going to say he's safe. They're only going to get 1 out. Rounder that went off his glove, but it's all a learning experience for these young Spartans. And right here, it's 1 ball, no strikes to Howdy. And that got away from Panda. That almost hit the bat. Here's the 3-0 to the DH/pitcher. And there's a strike over the outside corner for a fastball from Isaac Vidal. 4 game. And that one gets away from Gutierrez. Ben Cosme is going to scoot into third. Both sophomores. And that's going to produce a mound visit from Ivan Pelaez, who's covered up in the hoodie, but I can recognize that walk. I know that Ivan Pelaez walk. We're going to come right back with FSPN from Westland Park. Thanks for watching, everybody.
watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
After a brief mound visit from pitching coach Ivan Pelaez, he leaves the sophomore in there, Isaac Vidal, and he is going to face Jacob Amador, the catcher. Had a base hit his last time up, and he struck out his first time up. Runners in the corners for the Lions with one out. Quick throw over to first. Amador will be followed by the second baseman, Iker Noguera, and then it's the leadoff batter, Yodekis Quevedo. I wouldn't be surprised if the runner goes here. And that he does. Swing and a miss from the batter. There's no throw from Panda. And the runners are in second and third base now for the Lions. Amador steps in with a chance to be the man here in the sixth. And I'm telling you, they ought to adopt more text. He just went over there to talk to head coach Bencomo, walked into the box, immediately turned around, and they're talking again. So a text would have taken care of all that. Coach, what do you want me to do? Finally, we're ready to go here in the bottom of the sixth inning in a tie game with one out. Runners are second and third for the home team, the Lions, and they're facing Isaac. He squares off here. Corners come crashing in. Vidal and Fuentes were inside Amador's back pocket by the time he let go of the ball. And another mound visit by the catcher, Gutierrez, talking to the sophomore pitcher. Four to four. Nice cool night for baseball. Good game. I'm glad we can bring you a good game. That's all we can ask for. A good competitive game. We got two really good teams here. Both of them wanting this season to be their breakout season and go all the way to Fort Myers. Vidal throws one outside with the infield all the way in now for the Spartans. Avila's way in on the grass, so is Colon and Garcia. Fuentes is even with the bag, but he'll creep in on the pitch. And with one out, the catcher's in there for the Lions. And a base hit will get him one at least. It'll get him the lead. 2-1, he squares. He bunts it out to the right side. Isaac picks it up. He goes to first and gets the out. He looked at the runner at third at first. 2 outs now. Brings up the last batter, Iker Noguera. Noguera is the batter. He's the second baseman. He scored a run. He got on base by way of an error last time. An errant throw from the shortstop, Garcia. And he grounded to the shortstop. So this is his third at bat. He's got a huge opportunity here to put one on the board, maybe even two, and give the home team the lead. And give these Lion fans something to cheer about, because it's been a pretty dismal season right now. 1-5. This will be a big win for the Lions, but an even bigger win for the underdog Spartans. First pitch is a slider that's down low. Looked at for a ball. Vidal throws a hard slider, a lot of spin on it, a lot of velocity. Panda's got to be good back there in this situation. He can't let any balls squeeze by him. That could be the game, and that one's up some chin music to Noguera, the left-handed batter. 2-0 with first base open, and the leadoff man licking his chops on deck. It's 99, Yodeki Quevedo. It'll be something if he comes up with bases loaded and 2 outs. Gutierrez and Vidal go over the signs once again. That's been like the subplot of this game. Catchers talking to pitchers, not able to communicate. Finally, we come set. The 0-2. 2-0, sorry. Count goes 3-0. One out of the ballpark, put this game out of reach, and give the Lions a dub. First pitch gets by Panda. This could be the ball game. Ben Cosme scores. And the Mater Academy Lions take the lead on a pass ball. Okay, now with first base open. Little comebacker to the mound. Isaac picks it up. He goes to first for the 3rd out. The Lions leave 2. They get 1. They get the lead. It's 5-4 heading to the top of the 7th inning, and you're watching FSPN. Welcome back, everyone, to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball. And another great game brought to you by FSPN. The Ridge, Mo Spartans, this young bunch has given Mater Lions some fits. They're down 5-4. The Lions are 3 outs away from winning this. Fernandez in right field, and it's going to bring up Carlos Gutierrez. He had a clutch double, 2 RBI double against the Firebirds last Thursday, and he's looking to get things started here against Pena. Pena throws one against the backstop that Amador didn't even bother putting up a glove and getting. Pena looks in to get his sign. First pitch, fastball. Splits the plate. He gets his sign from Amador. Kicks and deals the 1-1. It's swung on and hit foul to the left side. And that'll be a souvenir for somebody. Quickly 1-2, the count to the catcher. He's gotten walked. He hit into a double play and grounded out to the pitcher, so he's looking for his first base hit of the evening. And the 1-2's fouled straight back. We'll do that one all over again. Sponda, Fernandez, and Fernandez is the outfield for the Lions. Same infields as they started with. That one swung on and popped into shallow left center. Here comes Esponda. He's calling for it. So is the shortstop. Yodelkis makes the play in shallow left center field for the 2nd out. So the Lions are 1 out away from sneaking 1 out here at home against the Spartans. A much-needed victory. They're 1 out away from winning this one. Pena deals, and there's a line drive hit to Esponda. Comes in on it, and that's the ball game, folks. The Lions win 5-4. Want to thank everybody for watching. Tomorrow we're going to be at St. Brendan's to see the Trinity Falcons take on George Robles' Sabres. And I want to thank Umberto and the entire coaching staff here at Mater. Alex Tamargo, the principal. Butch Canicero, the athletic director. The coaching staff, Tito Rodriguez, Ricky Rojas, Fahim, and of course Umberto Bencomo. Congratulations on that win. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching FSPN, everyone.